Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Ted, bringing y'all a 101 kill to 1 death gameplay today. This is absolutely fantastic score on jungle, and I'm continuing my subscriber submitted gameplay session today. Until October 18th, I will not have my Xbox. So until then, I'm really trying to give a few of the community guys, some of the lower known subscriber guys out there, a bit of a shout out. And today I'm featuring a guy named WeSClan, and I'll leave a link to his channel down below. It's a big group of guys with a bunch of great gameplays. I mean, just absolutely fantastic gameplays. All HD with really good commentaries too. I found myself really enjoying their commentaries over on their channel. So if that's something you're interested in, be sure to check them out. They're actually a partner team with TapX Studios, which is the guy that had the 500 kill gameplay I uploaded just a little while ago. If you missed it, link down below to that as well. But it's really neat getting with all the subscribers that I have and talking to them on Skype. I've been doing a lot of Skype sessions with these guys as well as a bunch of my other subscribers, and it's really neat hearing y'all guys' opinions on my content as well as seeing some of your own gameplays. Something I've noticed that's really opened my eyes is how great y'all are at this game. I always figured, because this is the way that I was when I started YouTube, when I started watching YouTube videos, it was because I wasn't very good and I was just looking how to get better. And that's kind of what I assume my subscribers are. I kind of assume that y'all are, pretty good at the game, but not very good. Not nearly as good as this guy is. And I didn't really figure that actually really good players were watching my content. I feel like I need to step up my game a little bit compared to the massive scores these guys pull out on me. But it's really impressive, the gameplays y'all send in, and I just wanted to go ahead and give this guy a shout out. He's got some great gameplay on his channel. Be sure to check him out. Like I said, link down below to that. But let's move on to some of his strategy. This is a really neat strategy that I really haven't thought of before. And if you notice throughout the gameplay, he's got plenty of chances with the Blackbird up to go ahead and cap the B flag. In fact, there he just hops off of it. And when I first watched this, I thought this was a really stupid move. I thought that it was a really arrogant move. But the more I watched it, the more I realized how much they were playing the other team, and I kind of ended up liking how evil the plan was. Essentially what this team does is they go inside of a game and they try to give the other team a double cap at the very beginning. That way the other team will feel a little bit more confident about the victory. And this brought up a good point in my mind that I hadn't really thought of before, is that generally speaking, when you're playing against bad players, they don't really care about how many deaths they get as long as they win the game. So what this team's doing is kind of manipulating them into thinking that they're actually winning the game by giving them a double flag cap. The team hasn't gotten around to capping B yet, but eventually the other team will. And at that point in time, they let them have 2 flags until the other team's almost at 140 points, which would make them seem like they're about going to win the game. And then they turn it around and get a triple cap on them and just kill them even more. But it is a very interesting concept. I never really thought about it, giving the other team a little bit of unnecessary hope, I guess, in winning the game, just so that they can get some extra kills on them. And if you'll notice, it really does help throughout the game. A few people back out, but not nearly as many as would have backed out had the game been, a double cap against the other team the entire time. I thought it was a really interesting strategy. I just don't think it's very safe because eventually you're going to have some good guys join the other game, and then you might be a little bit screwed as far as winning the game if they've got double flag cap and you can't seem to capture any of those flags back from them. This really only works against really bad players, which luckily they had in this lobby. So I'm going to go a little bit about their strategy as I see it throughout the gameplays. There's some key moments I want to point out. But the main thing I want to point out is talk about a little bit more of my strategy as far as playing Domination the safe way. This is not the safe way. This is the kind of an arrogant way, but also a very impressive way, as you're going to see at the final scores of their team. And I do want to mention really quick before I get into my strategy that he does end up capping 4 flags and defending 4 flags. So if you look at the scoreboard at the very end of the game, he's actually the most objective-friendly player on the entire team. Even against the other team scores, he's the most objective-friendly player, which I think is really neat. It's awesome seeing people that can both play the objective as well as get a lot of kills and win the game. I love seeing that, and this is a perfect example of that game. So stick to till the end to see how he ends up pulling off the victory at the very end. As far as what I was just for a pretty safe domination strategy, I think a lot of people know that you're supposed to let the other team have 1 flag and then just spawn trap them at that flag. Meanwhile, you're double capping, A and B or C and B, and then just spawn trapping them at the 3rd flag. This is a very common strategy in Domination, but I want to go into a little bit more about average games. So normally when you're playing inside of a Domination game, you don't have a full team, you don't have really competent players, and you just got some random kids that are on your team with you that you don't really have communication with or anything like that. And a lot of times you end up with people that just try to be either die-hard objective or die-hard kills, and there's not very much in between there. Either people will just be kill-whoring the entire game, or they'll just be suiciding on the flags the entire game. One thing I want to talk about is the player that can do both. I want to talk about the player that, like in this gameplay, this guy right here, who can play both the objective and get a lot of kills at the same time, but also give you guys a few ideas about how to do that. So the first thing that you can do whenever you're trying to hop on a flag is always check your surroundings, check your mini-map, and be prepared. So you never want to hop on a flag when you're low health. It takes 5 seconds to regenerate health. Just wait a couple seconds if you've been shot recently before you go hop on that flag, because any little damage after you get hurt can end up killing you, and any one bullet can save you and make you get that flag. So you want to make sure that you've got every advantage you can. Also, you want to make sure that whenever you hop on a flag, that you throw some stun grenades, throw some flash grenades, put down a portable radar if you're in MW3. Do something so that you know where the enemy teams is going to be at. if you throw a stun grenade and you don't get a hit marker, you know that you're clear for at least a couple extra seconds. That's always important, and when capping a flag only takes about 5 or 6 seconds anyways, every couple seconds you can get is a really big deal. As far as throwing your portable radar, that's also a really good move that I normally do because it does a large vicinity and you can tell who's coming for your flag. But generally speaking, everyone's got on some sort of a stealth perk, so I wouldn't trust that too much. Always listen for footsteps, always be very attentive when you're on that flag. The other thing everyone likes to do is go prone. I really don't suggest this. I suggest going to some sort of cover. Generally speaking, when you're on a flag, there's some hidden spot that you can go to capture that flag in a spot that the enemy is not going to be expecting you. The first thing I ever do when I go to see someone capping a flag is I go to the very middle of the flag and expect them to just be laying prone there, and 9 times out of 10 they are. Don't be that person. Don't be the guy that's just laying prone on the flag. You want to be able to run away from that flag if you need to. A large majority of gunfights are won by running away. Generally speaking, if you're on a flag, you're at the disadvantage, so you want to make sure that you can get away from that situation if you need to. If you're laying prone, you're not going to be able to get away as fast. One more thing I want to note, this is absolutely hysterical. I was laughing out loud at that right there. That was really funny. He ran out of ammo, and the other guy, this shows you how bad the other team was, completely sprayed his whole magazine and threw his Semtex, and just couldn't seem to get a bullet on this guy. That's the type of people that I like to play. I love playing people that are just completely incompetent with their controller, don't even know what they're doing. I think that's hysterical, and I really love that moment. As you see here, he's moving on to the B flag. This is another important move. At this point in the game, they're down by about 70 points. So I'm sorry, about 50 points. They got 70 points till the victory. This is when they start turning the game around. This is when they go ahead and start capping the flags to make sure the other team doesn't end up getting a victory on them. And this is when the other team's morale start really closing out on them. Up to this point, they decided that they would just completely let the other team have it as far as the score goes and just kill them with a lot of kills. And that was a very good aspect of the game. I really liked how they did that. I thought that was evil, but at the same time I really liked it because they got them a lot of kills. And another thing you're going to notice about this gameplay is the air support. So at any point in time and throughout the game, they've got the upper edge as far as being able to cap the flags because there's always some sort of air support in the sky. If you've got a chopper gunner or you've got dogs or you've got both of them, especially with the appearance of the Blackbird there as well, you can always tell when it's safe to capture a flag. And these guys have it played out perfectly in that no matter any point throughout the game, however far ahead the enemy team is, they can always go in and get a triple cap if they need to. So you're going to see them do it at the very end when the other team has captured too many flags and they're too close to the victory. This team has such an advantage as far as the air support goes that no matter what point in time throughout the game, they can always go in and capture a flag if they need to or a triple cap. They've always got the upper hand in that situation, which is very, very important. Whenever you go into cap a flag, you want to make sure that you're not just bum rushing it. You want to make sure that you've got air support up or at least some sort of protection in the sky. The worst thing that you can do is just go in and capture a flag blindly. It'll 9 times out of 10 never work out for you, and instead you're just helping the other team out by giving them a defend as well as giving them an extra kill toward their kill streaks. It never works out for you in the long run. That's why if you ever watch a lot of my gameplays, I'm very skeptical to ever capture a flag unless I absolutely know for certain I'm going to capture that flag correctly. You never want to be that guy that just hops in the flag. You always want to be a little bit cautious about it, and like I said before, always throwing your stun grenades and flash grenades or portable radar never hurts anybody. The least it can do is give you a sensor as to whether someone's going to be out there. Domination in general is a very, very easy game to manipulate, especially if you have a full team. There's no reason to ever lose a game if you have a full team as long as you're a little bit coordinated, especially on maps where you can, like jungle, where you can have a lot of air support and it's very, very dominating. If you put on a lot of air support or even just a lot of UAVs and counter UAVs, there's no reason to ever lose a domination match if you're with your full friends. As far as manipulating it like this, I really don't think it generally works out for them. I think that letting the enemy team have 2 caps in the beginning, although it makes sense in theory, having the other team have their morals high a little bit, if people join later on in the game that are really, really good, they're going to prevent you from getting those flag caps back, and you're going to find that it just turns on you and end up losing the game. So although it worked out for them in this gameplay, I don't really suggest that. The best thing that I can suggest is always capturing 2 flags throughout the entire game and then just never losing them. And I know that sounds kind of simplistic, you know, just, oh, capture 2 flags, don't ever lose them. It's not as easy as it sounds, and even if it doesn't work out for you entirely, make sure that you always at least regain those 2 flag caps, because then you're going to beat them 200 to 100, and the game's not going to last as long as it should, but it'll definitely be good. Here's another really funny part. These people were completely incompetent with their controllers. I don't know what they were doing. That guy like stared at him for like a couple seconds before he even realized it was an enemy. I think that's hilarious. This is what I love about Call of Duty, is getting in lobbies like this. And in Black Ops 2, I think they've got a new matchmaking system called the True Skill matchmaking system. And I'm kind of for it in that it's going to be neat to play against people with higher skill levels so I myself can get a little bit better. But at the same time, I'm going to miss lobbies like this where I can just go in and crap on kids. And although this isn't my gameplay, I've been in similar lobbies like this where it just seems like you cannot die, like you're completely invincible. And this is the type of gameplay that really gets me going. As for this point in the gameplay, you're going to see they finally triple cap the other team. The other team's only 18 points to a victory. So this is when they go and use all their air support. You see they've got a chopper gunner in the sky, they've got dogs out. They're perfectly able right now to go and capture as many flags as they need to and hold them off with all their air support. If they get a blackbird later on, it's just going to help them even more. But just in general, they've got a strong team with strong air support, and it leads to a very strong victory in a long length of time. Very, very smart way to play the game. Let me know your thoughts down below on how you like to play Domination. Do you normally go with a team, or do you normally play solo? Do you normally win or lose, depending on how you play their game? Let me know down below. I'm always interested to hear everyone else's strategies. Other than that, guys, be sure to check out this guy's channel. He's an absolutely fantastic player. Him and his clan are, at least. And they've got some great gameplays. In fact, I'm going to be adding them as soon as I get my Xbox back on the 18th, which I'm really looking forward to. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed this gameplay. Be sure to check out a few of my previous gameplays. I posted a 500 kill gameplay just a couple days ago, which I've gone over really, really well. A lot of kills and a lot of fast-paced action. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.